Hello and welcome to this edition of Shelby This Week. Here are some of the stories we have coming up for you. Some residents and business owners in Shelby Township are becoming frustrated with ongoing power outages in their area. And a Shelby Township man who shot his wife has had his appeal rejected. We have these stories and more on this edition of Shelby This Week. Some residents and business owners in Shelby Township are becoming frustrated with ongoing power outages in their area. They are hoping by bringing awareness to this issue that something will change. Kyle Warzabach has more.
And it's always the same half-mile area. Us here just south of 25. It's always just us.
Shelby Township resident Michael Ward reached out to Shelby TV about recurring power blinks in the area of 25 Mile and Shelby Road. After living in the area for 20 years, he says that the power blinks have always been an issue, but they have only gotten worse and have yet to be fixed by DTE.
They've got the tools to be able to monitor and find out where the problem is along the line, but it's just not happening, and they need to do that so that we're down to 1 or 2 blinks a year.
Ward says that the problematic area in Shelby Township is on an old circuit from the village of Disco, but the residents aren't the only ones being affected. Local businesses like 7 Star Party Store at 25 in Shelby say that they deal with power blinks on a frequent basis, which have taken their toll financially.
It really cost me a lot of money. I end up, fixing freezers and throwing product out, and that's not really acceptable, to be honest with you.
I have to go on top of the roof and do the timers all the time, and I have to check the fans. Sometimes the fans go bad, you have to replace them. I mean, these are a lot of expenses that my family and my father has to pay for, and DTE, they don't reimburse you for that. That's kind of wrong.
After we reached out to DTE for a statement on the matter, Regional Manager Stephanie Beres said, quote, "Over the last 12 to 18 months, DTE Energy has worked collaboratively with Mr. Ward regarding concerns of power outages at his residence, including time in person with Mr. Ward, another local business owner, and the township supervisor to discuss the matter in greater detail. Like all of our 2.2 million electric customers, the circuit serving Mr. Ward is set up to perform self-fixes to prevent major outages. These instances, when the system is attempting to repair itself, create blinks or short outages for the customers on the circuit. This reflects the normal flexing of the system and self-repair. In the fall of 2019, DTE Energy, following the conversation with Mr. Ward, performed initial work to address issues that can cause outages, which included installing animal protection equipment, devices to break up or sectionalize the circuit, and additional tree trimming. Roughly 70% of power outages are a result of trees, making tree trim another way to improve reliability on the system. Shelby Township has benefited from DTE's aggressive tree trim program over the last 2 to 3 years, with future work still planned. In any situation where a customer loses power, DTE encourages customers to turn off or unplug all appliances to prevent an electrical overload when power is restored. Leave on one light switch to indicate when power is restored. DTE continues to look at the long-term performance of the system, as discussed with Mr. Ward in 2019, to determine what additional work may be needed to continue to improve reliability." End quote. If you ever experience power outages or if you have any questions, DTE can be reached at 800-477-4747. For Shelby This Week, I'm Kyle Warzabach.
The second-degree murder conviction and 31-year prison term for a Shelby Township man who shot his wife has been upheld by the State Court of Appeals. A 3-judge panel in a ruling released last Friday unanimously rejected the appeal by Joshua Bushell for the March 2018 shooting death of his wife, Christy Bushell, in their residence at Crystal Lakes apartment complex near 23 Mile and DeQuinder Roads. 42-year-old Bushell claimed he accidentally shot Christy in the bedroom of their apartment. He initially claimed to a 911 operator that she had committed suicide. In the appeal, Bushell claimed he never should have been charged with first-degree murder and alleging that it has caused the jury to reach an improper compromise verdict. But the judges note that Bushell's previous domestic violence conviction and his prior abuse of Christy was taken into consideration. Macomb County Community Health recently received additional funding as part of a national campaign aimed to transform mental health and addiction treatment services. MCCMH was one of 18 Michigan-based community health agencies identified as certified community behavior health clinics to receive funding. MCCMH was awarded $3.4 million as part of $940 million of federal funding, secured as part of the Excellence in Mental Health and Addiction Treatment Expansion Act. The Excellence in Mental Health and Addiction Treatment Expansion Act requires awardees to provide a comprehensive set of services surrounding outpatient mental health and substance use treatment services, 24-hour crisis services, and a coordination of care and partnerships with emergency rooms, law enforcement, and veterans groups. Funds will aid both individuals with and without insurance. According to the MCCMH CEO Dave Pankeltai, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been a 25% increase in calls to the crisis hotline. Policing organizations around the state are participating in the annual Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign now until July 19th. To help protect the lives of local residents, there will be an increase of patrols on area roads with zero tolerance for those who drive impaired. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, throughout 2019, there were 9,787 alcohol-involved crashes in Michigan, with 295 alcohol-involved fatalities statewide. More than 100 grant-funded police organizations will participate in the effort from 24 counties across Michigan. In 2019, there were 19 traffic fatalities in Michigan during the 4th of July holiday period. If a person is caught driving impaired, they can face jail time, and on average, a DUI can cost $10,000 in attorney's fees, fines, court costs, lost time at work, higher insurance rates, car towing, and repairs. Based on 2010 figures, which is the most recent data available, impaired driving crashes cost the United States $44 billion annually. Still ahead on Shelby This Week, the United Shore Professional Baseball League opened its 5th season last Friday night. And a Shelby Township filmmaker is hoping to make his mark in Hollywood. Stay with us for more Shelby This Week.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Hey! Okay.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
The United Shore Professional Baseball League began its 2020 season over the holiday weekend at Jimmy John's Field. The season was originally scheduled to begin on May 8th, but was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The USPBL submitted a COVID-19 readiness plan to the state in the spring, which includes measures like daily testing of players and staff, providing hand sanitizer throughout the park, and limiting the team dugouts to only the game's 9 starters and the manager. Last week, the league confirmed that 5 prospective players tested positive for COVID-19. However, they had not yet signed their contracts. To comply with Phase 4 of Michigan's Safe Start Plan, only 100 people are allowed at the venue, which includes players, coaches, and staff. Because of this, the league has decided to limit fan admission to only their full season ticket holders. The USPBL is hopeful to have more fans in attendance once the state moves into Phase 5. The league still plans to play their full 75-game schedule, but that is dependent on if the state moves into Phase 5 this summer. In the meantime, fans can enjoy all games live on the USPBL YouTube channel. The Humane Society of Macomb and Shelby Township is offering their first summer camp program. The camp will feature a blended curriculum of fun online and in-person learning for your child to experience this summer.
Summer camp is being held starting July 6th and runs through August 20th, and they're weekly sessions for children ages 5 to 11. With many camps being canceled this summer, we wanted to offer this opportunity to our community. So camp setup is children will come in and they will have humane education with some of our employees here or with guest speakers, and they will have positive interactions with dogs, cats, birds, pigs, goats, horses, and many more different types of animals. They'll do crafts and they'll have educational games, icebreakers, and it's a really great way for them to socialize, especially during this current time. I'm excited to see the kids. I'm actually a teacher in Utica Community Schools, and so for the past 3 months, I haven't been able to see any of my students, so it's going to be really great to have the interaction again and to see the joy of their learning, to be able to go and meet Snow Cone and Aladdin, the goats in the front, and have that type of, positive elements and be able to bring that out into the world. Each camper will be able to pick up their own bag with all of their materials in it. So every student will have a folder as well as all of their craft materials. They'll get their own individual crayons and scissors just so that we don't have any kind of cross-contamination or exposure. And they also get this super cool camp t-shirt that they get to wear every day that they're here. You can go to our website and go into Learning and Camps, click register for any of our camps. We have 7 weeks of our sessions, and we are actually offering scholarships through the Shelby Community Foundation, and so if you are a Shelby Township resident, you can apply for those as well.
For more details and to sign up, you may visit humanesocietyofmacomb.org/learning-and-camps. Shelby Township filmmaker Grant Pickla is hoping to make his mark with his new film, Making Time, now available on Amazon Prime. We spoke with Pickla to find out more about the film and how he shot the film over a course of 2 days and his journey to get the project done.
Making Time is a time travel romance film that has a feel-good spirit to it. It's about a man who has spent basically his entire life trying to invent time travel, and now that his time machine is ready, he gets to make the first round trip to the past. I didn't have the time or resources to pull off a normal shooting schedule of like 40 days. So we looked at what we had and thought, what is the best story we could tell in the least amount of time possible? I feel like everyone on planet Earth has been affected by COVID-19, and for us, we're thankful the film was already done, and it was in the middle of going to festivals and award competitions.
Making Time is currently streaming on Amazon Prime. The Sons of the American Revolution organized an event to honor a Revolutionary War soldier and first settler to Shelby Township.
I got together with some friends of mine who are part of this organization, the Sons of the American Revolution. They're a great group of people. They're trying to honor the service of our Revolutionary War veterans and so on. Many of them are in unmarked graves or whatever, and their grave sites are not in good shape, and so they go around and try to find where those are, and then they try to update them and even put new headstones on and so on. We got together and decided, well, let's go to his grave, since he is the first settler here to Shelby Township and served with George Washington. It's a pretty amazing thing, so that's why we came here today.
Captain, prepare to fire for honor.
Fire the gun!
Coming up next, a local restaurant is being torn down after many years of being closed. And the Utica Antiques Market will be open this weekend. Stay with us for more Shelby This Week.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Ford Motor Company is giving their buyers a little peace of mind during the pandemic. They are allowing some people to return their vehicle if they lose their job. The new Ford Promise program is allowing customers to return a new or leased car within 1 year of purchase if they face financial hardship due to loss of employment. The Ford Promise program covers models from 2019 to 2021, and they can be new, used, or certified pre-owned, purchased, or leased. The program aims to bring some certainty during these uncertain times. You must purchase or lease an eligible vehicle through Ford Motor Credit at a participating Ford dealer to be eligible. The program runs through September 30th. For more information about the Ford Promise program, you may visit ford.com/built-for-America/Ford-Promise/. Since the pandemic, many people have had to adjust to our new normal and get creative, and one local band is doing just that. Tyler Smith has more.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen Car Parade for Loved Ones, endless Zoom calls, and adding to that, jazz on the porch. The group of musicians known as Innovation Jazz Ensemble, which you may have recognized since they have been playing in restaurants in the Shelby area before the COVID-19 pandemic. However, after 3 months of quarantine, they are now playing again for their neighbors and residents of Shelby Township. From the home of Bob Lenovitz on Sherwood Lane in Shelby Township, you can check out this groovy jazz group and have a fun night with your friends and family. If you're looking for a fun, relaxing night and see these musicians in their home element, take a drive down Sherwood Lane to see when this awesome bunch will play next.
The Hall Road landscape continues with change with the upcoming demolition of a former Tex-Mex restaurant. The closed Don Pablo's Mexican Kitchen restaurant in Shelby Township in the Shelby Town Center will be torn down this month to make way for a new two-business plaza on Hall Road between Shaner and Hayes Roads. The plaza will house a LensCrafters eye store and Xfinity outlet. The 4,660 square foot Don Pablo's Eatery closed in 2017 after a 20-year run serving chimichangas, enchiladas, and tacos to thousands of Macomb diners. The Utica Antiques Market will be open this weekend. The Utica Antiques Market brings together thousands of items from all over the country with pieces from all periods. The event is considered the largest outdoor all-antiques market of its kind in southeastern Michigan. The event is Saturday, July 11th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, July 12th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is $5 per person, and children 12 and under can enter at no cost. The event will be located at the Knights of Columbus Picnic Grounds on 21 Mile Road east of Van Dyke. For more information, you may visit uticaantiques.com or call 586-254-3495. This week, we take you to the Humane Society of Macomb, where a dog named Aries is waiting for the perfect home.
Aries is 2 years old. He is a mixed breed dog. We have him down as an American Staffordshire Terrier. I wouldn't be surprised if he's mixed with American Bulldog. Amazing looking dog. He's got one blue eye, he's got one brown eye, he's got these really pronounced speckles, these freckles on his ears. Really unique looking dog, very cool. And he's 2 years old, very much a puppy, would benefit from some obedience classes, but that's pretty common for dogs coming out of a shelter. But he's super sweet. He keeps a super clean kennel, you know, and he'd be, I think, possibly a good first dog for someone. Might want to steer clear of like little kids just because he is so big and strong. So also no cats. Aries, he chases cats. Well, now because of the quarantine, we're doing things a little bit different. What you would do is you would call us here at the shelter, and we would email you a pre-adoption form. The pre-adoption form doesn't obligate you in any way, just gives us a basic idea of the environment that Aries or another animal would be going into. You send that back to us, we call you on the phone, we talk about it a little bit, and if you're a good fit, we would set up an appointment for you to come in and physically meet Aries or another dog or cat.
That's all we have for this edition of Shelby This Week. Remember, you can always watch us on Facebook and just search Shelby TV. We will leave you with more scenes from Shelby Township filmmaker Grant Pickla's film, Making Time, which is now available on Amazon Prime. Enjoy, stay safe, and thank you for watching.
For years, I've spent every waking minute trying to achieve my dream of time travel. And no matter how much the world doubted me, or how many relationships I've had to sacrifice, it would all be worth it when I proved everyone wrong.
Come on. Restarting system components. Welcome, Nick.
Load all time data to cache memory. Because let's face it, nothing meaningful
Please don't crash.
ever came easy.
Loading data.
Loading! It's official! Tonight's the night.
3 hours, 6 minutes remaining.